Welcome back. We could not have an easy series for Optic. It was them who retaliated against Cloud9 and came back in the series convincingly this morning. It took 3 maps. This time it's FaZe with a comeback I didn't expect. Arguably shouldn't have happened. Mistakes were made. Some investment questions, I'd have to say. An eco win that kicked it off.
Yeah, and a huge clutch from kioShiMa as well. There you go. Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
A huge clutch from kioShiMa.
Did you just call me Dad or Dan?
Dad.
Okay.
I have called you down before.
You have.
A few times.
He's here if you want me to get him.
Could you?
No.
Okay. I like you as well. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Map number 3 comes in. I have to say now, after that kind of comeback, you feel like Optic now will be a little bit tilted. We saw the best players in FaZe. aizy starts playing lights out there. Some of the shots he hit was absolutely incredible, especially the AK-47. Cash as well, a high fragging map. I think on paper, you have to say FaZe probably have the better team in terms of high potential fraggers. This is a big fragging map. And like I said, Optic, they sit in their little pre-video there. A team that's got inexperienced players, all of them under the age of 22.
Yep.
Not really necessarily used to this kind of pressure on the big stage. And obviously they've won big tournaments this year. But still, of course, but like this sort of pressure now, when you kind of have a massive loss of that and losing a huge lead, it can be devastating to morale of the team. So that's something they need to overcome to actually have a chance on cash.
And as they said on the desk as well, though, FaZe, this is their best chance to reach a final. Perhaps they got Envy in the next round. They know they're good against them. They know Envy's been struggling. Either of those two teams haven't won a major tournament yet this year, a premier level tournament this year, so it increases our chances of having a newer winner, as does Astralis. All good things in that sense for, I think, the unpredictability, which I very much enjoy. I love watching the 0-7 desk predictions, but I think for Optic, they've got to dig massive into this because they threw away, they have to look at that they threw away a massive chance to wrap this up in 2 games, be done with it, and be moving on to tomorrow. FaZe, on the other hand, you go up against Cash. They're so good on it. This is the map that they... Okay, very different lineup.
I know where you're going with this.
The 16-0 Virtus Pro, but ever since then, they've relied on it. It's been their favorite map to go to, and Optic, they left this in over Overpass.
True. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, the third map, the loser goes home. FaZe versus Optic, and FaZe will be starting off here on the T side. They've got 4 sets of armor, and karrigan with the smoke and flashbangs here, and Optic with the straight-up armor buy here. No kit, of course. So, Tarik with the decoy, that's pretty much what they've got in terms of utility. And aizy is making his way towards the end of Squeaky Door. A little bit of mid-presence here from Stanislaw, just trying to get some information, not heavily committed towards it. And 2 players on A. Bomb still down for the T's. Not really certain as to where they'll be going. That one smoke does suggest they either go back towards B, smoke CT spawn and flash in through the skylights there, or they go towards A and smoke the highway. We'll see what they decide to do as karrigan decides to challenge the choke point there and see if there's any CTs going a little bit aggressive.
kioShiMa and karrigan together out toward the sunroom. NAF is going to be the one to peek this with ESP. He's got the range game to his advantage, spots them, doesn't want to overextend, goes back in the site smartly where they can set and establish a presence of 2 members. It's he, and it's Tarik. Tarik's one that's been fairly good on this map throughout his history. Counter-Strike, he's going to start it off. Good shot at a rain, follows it up as well. Allu goes down, and then NAF walks out, and Tarik all 3. Wasn't even NAF, he's got to reload, he gets around the box, he's got the time. We're trying to find him, oh, I love it. Jump all you like, Keo, but you're not going to foon him. It's going to be aizy. We'll finally put him down. It's 1 versus 2 for him to try and clutch back. Does have bomb to work with. Goes to USP, but goes to the grave immediately after. Rushes there.
Tarik just locking it down. As we said, there were 2 options there towards A with that one smoke, or B, smoking CD spawn. Flashes go in. The flashes don't seem to stun Tarik whatsoever there. What a great performance that was from him in the pistol round here. Bringing the first round of the long time in favor of Optic here. And the kioShiMa runs out of bullets, goes to the knife. This is strange scenes, but Tarik finds his 4th kill, and I'll get him in the zone now as we go into the next one. No bomb planted of FaZe clan, so it will be a force buy here. This is what allu should have done before. We didn't see this on Nygaard. Remember, he brought up the tech line head armor as well, and then he actually limited himself in the gun rounds. He didn't have the AWP for a while. This time he's full eco. Glock, a flashbang, that's it. That's good going forward to that first gun round. His teammates, of course, a couple of smokes and flashbangs to work with here. You normally go towards the A side in these sort of predicaments. You want to be smoking off maybe the site and towards highway as well, kind of segregate players that may be waiting on the A-bomb side itself and try and get the part down. For now, Rain trying to get those 1 digs rolling with the Desert Eagle towards mid.
He'll sit up on top of that drop position as well and just wait it out. He's gone down now, up and toward middle, checks bags, no one there. To be misled by the X-ray of Tarik on the other side of the wall. Over toward the B site. It's NAF that's even closer inside of the checker room behind the box, in fact. And the 2 M4s split, but one of them on the A site, which is getting increasingly crowded with terrorists on its perimeter, including that doorway, which is smartly going to be Molotov'd off from Stanislaw. They get to respond to distill him from in behind the forklift as well, and he's trying to get no flash to come in, but the problem is they've lost highway. This turns Rush's attention. He's got to get inside Stanislaw. Bird turns back smartly because if he doesn't get inside of A main to get those kills, it leaves Rush alone. He gets 2 of them. It gives Rush a chance. He's already tagged up the second. Massive damage. Bomb goes down and all of his teammates arrive. Not much kioShiMa can do.
A little bit interesting there. A couple of kills coming from FaZe, but there was Stanislaw lighting them up with the M4 towards the end. So no bomb planted. Should be a full eco at this point. Going for that first gun run, allu should be able to get the AWP. So he's actually very good on cash. When we first saw him join this lineup, it was very obvious as to what his addition would be. Very good at finding the opening picks here. We described it before. Haven't seen an amazing amount of it in this series. Like we said, limited in these questionable force buys in the second round in the previous map, but this time he should have plenty of money going forward. So Optic Gaming can keep the 2 UMPs, and they've got 3 M4s to go with it. Objective for this round for them, keep 5 alive, and just trying to build up the money going forward. If FaZe can get a bomb down here, that'd be amazing for them, but very unlikely considering a couple of P250s and no nades whatsoever.
Stan's got a smoke on his edge. Oh, does he not see him yet? Now does. Takes rain down. Just a little bit of smoke covering him off. Saves him, keeps him from being spotted up. Takes advantage with the EOP. Fun headshot on kioShiMa, but he stays too long, and aizy's able to push out, charge in with the pistol. And they'll get an SMG to work with, or will they? They don't extend far enough to grab it, and NAF was quick to strike inside the vents if they did.
Well, still the man advantage here. Stanislaw loses one of the UMPs, but 2 kills have been found. NAF in the vents as well. Trying to see what he can do. It's going to be karrigan to shoot them out, try and bait up the position perhaps as well, but not really much he can do with the Glock in the hands.
Twinkle toes to shoot at, but mixwell's going to come around the corner. He's got the head, so it takes down allu. 52 seconds. Seems like a long, slow round, but it hasn't actually been all that long. Instead, kioShiMa kind of busts out from the doorway. Smart, Rush is still in position. Catches off with a headshot. Does open some space for them, but bomb was coming from A main, so still a long way to travel before the plant was possible. Immediate buy of an AWP, though.
Yes, he does get the AWP, but without a bomb going down, he has no head armor. It's actually kind of a big deal on cash because you're going to be boosted up towards middle, for example, and you've got your head exposed. One shot from those M4s will take him down, so it is high risk, but certainly a weapon you want to have in his hand so far. Round number 4, no all for Optic Gaming. It's going to be NAF on the UMP himself, trying to build us some money here. Definitely a very viable weapon on cash. Lots of close range encounters, hard on the bomb sites, and just try and dance around the terrace as they execute him. Tarik pushing in, a little bit aggressive towards B storage there, but now it's a default for both sides, and a little boost from Rush as well.
On the box, it's going to get forward enough of that nade not to take any damage from it. Other side of the site, Q's going out toward B as well. Good bounce nade, does do decent damage onto Tarik, in fact, so additional smoke will allow Tarik to get away from that position. He actually stays close. They're going to get closer to it. They're going to stack up toward the vent position. It's going to leave 2 on the A side alone, and they've got some pre-fire. Some aggression going on there as well. It's going to be all for the sake of picks, though, because bomb's way back toward Big Garage. There's no commitment yet from FaZe. I think it's going to be a boost instead to try and get mid-control. Stan, if I'm not mistaken, is still inside of the vents as well. He pushed it mid, not boosted, so he can stay there. Yet, it goes in now. So they'll open up a little bit of space.
Oh, well. Still, time ticking away. We have got some mid-control now for FaZe Clan. Unable to find a frag just yet. A bit of damage inflicted. They are pushing the CDs back, and they're touching the straws now the utility. Incendiary is there for no smokes. This encounter should be the first death, and mixwell strikes first. Looking for 2, but can't find it. karrigan takes him down, brings it to the 4-on-4.
Opens up middle again as well. Rush is smoked off. He's going to try and sit here and hold off the players at A as the B execution is going to come in. 2 players still on the platform, though. They've got Stan. They've got NAF, one of which, the latter of the mentioned, only has the UMP, and he's taking a nade 36. He's got to go early for the information. Crossfire set, though. Stan only manages 1. Luckily, Tarik gets in position in time to catch off, but it leaves just NAF remaining inside of the site. Allu's got an op. You're dead right. 4 seconds, can't plant. Has to win it out on kills, and op gone. At that point, he kind of has to go down before the time.
Yeah, well, at that point, when he had 5 seconds, well, I think it was 6 seconds to win towards the site, I think you just saved the AWP at that point. I think that's the correct call to make. You're not going to win that round. You know there's another player waiting for you as well. Even if you kill him, you haven't got time to plant. That was a bit of a blunder. He could have saved the AWP and had some impact in this one, but 4-0 for Optic. It was a rough round for them. They didn't have the AWP themselves, and I'm assuming NAF has picked it up. That's actually a bit of a problem. Not only have you lost the AWP yourself, you've given it to the CTs. They've got that for free, essentially. 8k now in the hands of Rush, and NAF live 5 as well, and he's picked up the AWP. Looking to get aggressive here as well. He's got a very good spawn, so pushing into A main potentially here as well. He knows they're going to be just 2 pistols. Looking for this first shot. Doesn't spot the 2 players get by him, but okay, through the box, kioShiMa goes down.
And smartly knows there's a second pushed up on the wall, so nade goes in. Some damage done by it, but he'll back away. Can't do anything, so he does the same. It's aizy that was waiting to come through the doorway if they could have found the opening pick. Coming close, NAF. Second player on the rifle as well in the form of Rush. That nade's gonna do it. Stan gets the kill. Bomb drop. Now they just gotta close it out on kills. NAF will do 2 of which with the Tech 9. They try and go back pedal like allu to get the ball. Good shot as he comes back in with the deagle as well. So plant is the objective. It's still a tall order. But that first shot makes it possible. Oh, he's so close with the crosshair placement. Done damage. Thankfully, Rush wraps around and is able to pop out late.
Well, he managed to find 2 kills there. So didn't manage to deny the orb. Of course, Optic picked that back up, and he said to say that money was in a very healthy position, but it does dent the economy going forward. But now, another gun round. Allu with the AWP. We'll see what he can do with this. He's currently on 3 kills. 2 of those were just with the deagle just sent. So we want to see him start opening things up. He likes to play towards middle, traditionally been boosted up, and he's very good at the timings there and reading the CT position. So let's get into this one. Round number 6, 5-0 in favor of Optic. We said they could be struggling after that massive defeat after having a 15-8 lead as well on Nuke, but they seem to be firing on all cylinders so far. Like I said, Allu boosted up towards middle, but denied by the incendiary grenades. So full default for now for both sides. You can see in the top left, it's going to be FaZe spread across the map, just trying to see if there is any sort of aggression coming from the CDs as well. It's one of those maps that does allow the CDs to be a little bit more assertive at the start of the rounds and find headshots and try to flash each other in and try to see what they can do there, especially when the orb gets rolling as well. When he gets very comfortable, you'll see that happening a lot.
Waiting for anyone to push through. That flash goes in, but no one's on top of it. He was late to dodge it as well, so position was available. Getting the AWP closer and closer. Gaps in the smoke if anyone's boosted up into Shrouds. Pushed a little bit. Nade on top of the Molotov. Takes him get out to vents and Stan gets away with one. Gets through and Keo did the early shot. He missed on the first. Does respond in time. Ran through smoke. Will find mixwell. It's going to be the A side. Opened up. Bomb going in. And a rotation of 3 players all the way from B. Thankfully for their sake, they've got kits on all 3 because, well, 5 rounds in a row, they've got the money to do so. A better situation for FaZe and allu. Top already going into forklift is going to have to relocate. Gets caught by NAF through the smoke. That's a lovely shot. Good anticipation on flushing him out. And timing was everything. It gives Tarik a bit more movement onto highway as well.
Still a lot of work to do here. They have got the kits, but now limited in terms of utility. I think they'll be falling back and actually saving this weapon. It's probably the correct call. Yes, they have a ton of money, but no need to throw it away. So nice kill though from NAF. I have to say that was very good awareness. Throws the incendiary towards forklift. He knows allu's there, flushes him out, and just shoots perfectly through the smoke there. That doesn't equate to a round victory, but still does damage to the economy further for FaZe Clan, but they do finally post their first round. It's going to be 5-1. Finding the kills on Rush and Mixwell. There was nothing left on the A side, and the CD test is at that point, which is the correct thing to do. Keep the money strong, don't give anything away, and allow them to take the round victory. That's the opening shot from allu. I did say he's going to be the key factor here for FaZe Clan. Finds a really nice opening kill, and that A bomb site is open for business at that point. So, plenty of money for both sides. Another gun round coming in. I'd like to see maybe some adaptations here. We saw the aggression from NAF in the previous round. Maybe he can do something similar going into this one. Allu will be boosted once again. Will he be incendiaried out? That's the question. Actually goes towards A main this time and Rain.
Still flash in, yeah. Wants to get aggressive. Stan's playing bags. He's going to go back out towards Squeaky. Passive reliance on picks from FaZe. It's not like they're pushing back from map control. They're just waiting patiently. Lovely nade from allu. And they'll slowly accumulate themselves over toward the B side of the map as well. 2 players left inside mid. This might be for the sake of, yeah, exactly this. So karrigan will Molotov off the vents. And I expected that afterward, maybe he's not going to, because I expected he'd go for a Molotov into vents with a boost through middle to wrap in and go for a 3-2 split onto B. But so far, they've elected to leave that open for now. And aizy's actually going to join for a straight-up brawl on the way through. So it's just going to be karrigan left to cover off flanks and rotation. Smoke smartly goes into tree. Allu tries to get himself in a position. Counter flash actually discombobulates them enough that they trip over each other for a second, but they're still going to go. Lineup's potential's there. aizy's been tagged up. It's NAF this time who's got a rifle to work with, but it's the AWP. Oh! What a shot as he takes down Rain up close. Goes for the second, but above the flames, it's aizy that prevails, and they've slipped one through toward the tree, but countered off immediately. It's on to allu. This bomb's going to be planted by Keo. He's got to hold him off. Good spot toward heaven. Unscopes at exactly the wrong time, though, to get the shot. Second opportunity there. It doesn't matter. Keo's got rush, and it's going to be a crossfire that mixwell's got to solve. And he knows exactly where they're playing from. But so too, they know exactly where he is, and allu still with that AWP is a massive problem. He's going to consider the fact that kio's probably not peeking, but when he drops down, where's the counter peek? Where's the trade? He's got this into a one-on-one, and there's a chance he can do this. No kit. Time becomes a big problem for him, and smartly, kioShiMa's going to play that to his advantage, takes him down, and FaZe will pick up yet another round.
Beautiful stuff there from kioShiMa. Great awareness, gets the timing absolutely spot on there. Comes around the corner, finds a free frag, and nothing. Really mixwell can do that. Did very well to actually get down to a one-on-one situation. NAF, this shot drops the incendiary, funnels him almost above him, and there's great reactions there to take down Rain. kioShiMa, though, he definitely takes the MVP of that round. Let's look at this. A free kill in the back. And there it is, 5-2. The money now starting to become a little bit of a problem now for Optic Gaming. They're going to have a Famous, a 5-7, and 3 M4s. They have got kits and utility to work with, but certainly not the most ideal situation. Incendiary comes in to stop the boost at the start of the round. A heavy focus towards the A side of the map this time. 4 players heading towards A Storage. As well. kioShiMa showing his hand towards B Storage, just showing that there's a player there, potentially to stop the rotations when his teammate's going towards A.
mixwell looking to try and get flashed in potentially. He's not quite on the edge of the corner, so it's a flash to cover it off. And then the push, smartly so. They catch 2 perfectly placed. allu in the corner, though, they overlook. Really foils that all for them, and smartly Rush comes back up highway because as they go into A main, that's the problem. You got to retreat to the site, you get caught off from someone at Squeaky. He takes care of that responsibility. It's on to kioShiMa. 1 versus 4, very, very well executed aggression from the CT side. This is why you like Cash.
This is why I love Cash. It's
sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't love much, so I don't use that word
exactly.
often.
This is one of the few loves I have in my life. But yes, it means when you're up against the ropes like that, you've got a few rifles, you have a couple of players on pistols as well. You want to be assertive, you want to be flashing in and trying to find kills. It doesn't get much better than that. You find 4 in towards the A main as I was building up before. They time the flash perfectly, take them down. The bombs dropped as well. kioShiMa is going to take a godlike clutch now to actually do anything with this. 40 seconds remaining, and Optic find a round out of nowhere. Now, still going to be going for this kioShiMa. If you can just find kills, even if he doesn't win the round, we know the money's weak for Optic, so just finding 1 or 2 kills, that would be enough just to keep applying the pressure to the North Americans.
Take the AWP that he just naded toward himself. Another option, but he still considers the fact that there's a threat. He's got 21 seconds. I think he's going to be late. If he rushed to B, there was no one there, but he can't. He's 1 in mid. Snap's going to be the only victim. It's going to be rushed to trade it back 6-2. Optic with another round. They look solid. The problem is, well, for FaZe, it's 2 rounds and then an immediate reset coming in, so they're able to sit back for 1. They've got close money on 3 players, but they'll have to wait at least 1 more before they can buy up.
Yeah, well, FaZe Clan taking the time out here will be tactical, of course, at this point. We'll have a look at the money for them. So kioShiMa on $4,200. The rest of his teammates, so sat at around 2K average. So couldn't. Oh, okay. I was about to say can't really justify buying into this one, but they are going to go for a force buy. It's going to be Tech 9s and 1 AK-47 for kioShiMa. Certainly could be enough if they go for like a fast boost towards middle with the smoke to extinguish the smoke, maybe allow kioShiMa to get some position while he's got the human shield in front of him with those Tech 9s. Maybe he can find that first kill, but Rain has disconnected.
Yeah, we got a tech pause called in the back of it, not surprisingly.
So that's off the back of the tactical pause. That's kind of a little bit strange that happened, but there you go. At this point, they won't be able to discuss the tactics anymore. You're into a technical pause, you have to be silent.
So apparently it's a mic issue, which kind of becomes... So that's kind of an interesting one to think about based on what you just said. If you have a tactical timeout, you're allowed to talk to each other, but if a microphone's not working, you call a technical timeout. Does that mean the tactical timeout's overruled because there was an advantage or a disadvantage in it?
I see what you mean. Possibly. I guess he could still hear them.
But he can't communicate with them. So does that mean the timeout's not charged?
He could take his headset off and shout, I guess.
It's true. We saw that happen at a qualifier once for MLG.
MLG Columbus, yeah.
G2 versus VP.
That was good, actually. That's one of my favorite memories. Just the way they were shouting.
That was so smart on
VP.
As well. Yeah, both teams lost communications. For anyone who doesn't know the reference, it was, I guess it would have been February this year when the qualifier was for MLG Columbus. Both teams lost communication. Or I guess it was in the group stages. So it was actually the main event. Both those teams, VP was a legend status. So it was in March. And both teams lost communication. Both teams, the TeamSpeak server crashed for everyone. And G2 looked a little bit stunned by it, and VP, experienced as they are, just started screaming at each other as loud as possible, and they won the round. It was pretty awesome, actually.
Well then, we're back into it. Round number 9. An all-in moment from FaZe Clan. 1 AK and 4 Tech 9s, like I said, boosting up towards middle. That makes sense. But it could be karrigan boosted up. He's got the Tech 9 here, so presumably when you have this kind of play, you leave him there to the very end. You go for the execution towards A, and karrigan's waiting to strike when the rotations come in. He's trying to stop players coming in from connector. He's going to throw a smoke towards the A side as well. There it comes. Towards city spawn, that kind of eradicates an orb towards truck position, for example.
means they leave highway open, and doing it may not matter though because they've got one shot already. Stan, better position though, responds accordingly. 3 kills on the spray down from him, and Tarik flanks out onto karrigan. It's a bit of a risk when you go for the truck position and try and push in. You're anticipating an AWP perhaps in that position, but they left highway open as a result, and Stanislaw punishes them for it.
There it is. Stanislaw lights him up. Here's the replay right now. We didn't catch him on his POV. Very crispy headshots there from highway. Manages to find 3 kills in total. And we go into round number 10 now. We'll, of course, have to be an ego after that point. Those all-in moments. We had one player with a little bit more money by the AK. He's still balancing his money down. Everyone was all in at that point. So everyone's about 2K mark. The third save loss bonus next round. So $2,400, so enough for 5 AKs. We won't be able to get the AWP unless allu finds like 2 kills this round somehow with a Glock. Or if they get the bomb down, that would also be another option, of course.
Definitely an option. B-side approach, that's what they want to try and do. Tarik's life dip high, sprays down, he's gonna run out of ammo, he's gonna run out of life. karrigan with 2 quick kills. We called him out in this series, steps up now, that'll allow the bomb plant as you mentioned. Also have to cover off heaven. Stan's got vision still from the tree. Rush is gonna rotate around to try and get in through vents, so all 3 approaches going to be taken here. Mixwell, good bounce nade. Deadly bounce nade. What was Kio's? I think he was close to 100 HP on that. That's insane. Absolutely destroys him. Perfectly placed on his face. It's going to be rushed to walk in, though. At least gets easy on the way through, but karrigan there to trade it back. He's still got a disadvantage here, and they do have kits. Smoke in front of him. Additional nade out toward his feet. He's got to play this perfectly. They're already on it. There's no way he's going to find the lineup. This is going to be a defuse. They've got it in the smoke. And Optic find number 8.
Still, that's a round we didn't expect much from FaZe. Like I said, if they get that bomb down, the AWP is available for allu if they so wish. He won't be buying with the looks of things. He actually just went straight in with armor at that point, so actually makes it almost certain he's going to be bringing an AK-47. Still yet to buy.
kioShiMa had 100 HP. Look at this. That's so perfect. Literally in the back of his neck.
I think he went down to 96 just before.
Because it tagged him, I think.
Oh, is that why?
I think the nade tagged him, and then the damage was done.
So that's actually
that's
pretty much the only way you can get a 100 damage grenade. I guess it has to hit him for 4 damage, and then the nade has to do 96.
That's so sick. That is unreal.
Well,
go buy a lottery ticket.
We have got the ult for allu, and the same story for NAF as well. He went aggressive towards A main and actually didn't get much for it. aizy's been tagged. That might have been through Squeaky Door. I didn't catch that as to where that happened. So it must have been spammed at the start of the round through the Squeaky Door itself.
Yeah, indeed he was. So that's 14 for him to work with, but he's been playing that every single round and not been getting aggressive on it because they haven't been able to establish the presence inside of A main to allow him to do so. And oftentimes when the smokes come out, they're already getting traded against Stan. Up on top of the white box, doesn't do really damage, but goes very low and goes back for more. That allows karrigan to slide out to his left. And he continues to have a much better game in this one. He's only up to 5 kills, but good impact over the last 2 rounds. Unfortunately, that spray down, he couldn't clutch it all the way back, but he did good work to get them in the site itself.
Well, a lot of damage being inflicted, but they have got the man advantage for now. Stanislaw has been dropped. They got some mid control as well. We have got karrigan all the way to the short box, and aizy low HP, tagged early on in the round as well. Will be joined by Rain. He's coming towards A main. That's been a bit of a problem for them, getting sprayed down multiple times, but Rush to step up this time. Smokes are deployed, and here's the final commitment from FaZe.
Rush is waiting. That's all behind him. Good entrance, though. Rain reads it, line up! Oh, it's actually a team kill, but NAF's going to take full advantage. Comes back around, hits KO, and a no-scope on allu. He's got the lineup for more as well. It's going to be karrigan down to Mixwell. Call it a 4K. You might as well, because the team kill was due to him being there, so very well done. Again, up close from NAF.
Very up close. That's the most difficult situation to be in the AWP. The no-scopes have to land. Let's just enjoy this once again. Like you said, the team kill comes in. It's absolute pandemonium on the bomb side there. And NAF is hitting no-scope after no-scope. They was looking for the fourth, but unable to find it in the end. But still, he had done all the hard work at that point. FaZe got now money in a difficult situation once again. Very similar to what we saw before. allu with $6,000. He buys the AWP. His teammates are going to have to join him on Galil's, Tech 9s. I think 2 Galils, if anything. So we'll see whether Rain and kioShiMa, they're going to buy up as well. But what a round. This is a tactical time for FaZe at this point. It's discussing the options, of course. Going to work out where they go with this one.
It's a fast spawn for NAF.
So here's the final buy. Deagle, Tech 9, you're absolutely right. This is like the best spawn you can get on cash. When you have this one available to you, you can go anywhere. You go towards B storage, main, A main, Squeaky Door. It looks like he's going towards B. We don't even seen him there as of yet, so he's going to go potentially aggressively. Swap this initial corner right, and then if you see nothing, you can opt to go around and challenge towards B spawn.
Oh, the smoke will keep him in place, tries to fire in, but you're dead ready. Had such a good rush toward that B position. Very forward stance. Speaking of aggressive play, it's Stanislaw again who's going to put himself inside of middle, not busting out the vent just yet, but he's got a good position to cover that play off, so therefore highway rotation becomes possible. They're playing it with a 3-man setup. It's a ward mid often, but as soon as Stan gets inside the vents, mixwell can start to turn himself into a support play for Rush. And that might not be a bad decision because it's 2 players at Squeaky this time around for FaZe. They want to try and get more execution presence onto the A side. Crisscross smokes, as you call them. Perhaps sell the fact that they're trying to go vents to B, but it's going to be mid-control to A, surely. As they try and push Stanislaw back, Nade goes out, Kio's got the shot. That might change the play. But as I say it, bomb's gone back to A main.
There we go then. It's going to be mixwell finding a killer return, and he gets 2 as well. Mixwell doing great work there from Highway. Going to leave allu still. He had to frag with this AWP in this round, but he needs to step up there. It's such a good flashbang. Rush capitalizes, finds 2 kills, looking with the third, but karrigan takes him down and gets 2 as well. A chance now as he plants the ball on the A-bomb side.
Smart, fast plant. Molotov not quite going to reach him in time, so 34 HP still to work with. Took the opportunity, but it was there, but not quite ready after the reload, and Tarik will take him down. It's going to be yet another for Optic. Remember, they had a 12-3 lead in the last map, so no lead is safe.
It's absolutely true.
They'll take every round they can get, surely, in the first half.
Yeah, you can see the timing's a little bit off there for FaZe. They went for those smokes towards middle. Actually went for the flashbang to send Rain out there, and he runs into his own teammate's flash. It's a little bit... You can see there's kind of like an ad hoc strategy they're coming up with on the fly, just trying to work out what was available to them. But this flashbang was timed to perfection. Rush there, calling for his teammates to flash in. He jumped up on the bomb side, finds 2 kills. And karrigan there after the reload, I thought he was going to potentially get that kill on Tarik, but low HP, couldn't get going with it. And we do have double figures now for Optic Gaming. It's going to be 10-2. And another buy for FaZe fan here. They're actually going to be on maximum loss bonus as of this round. So maybe a little B special coming in here. It's going to be 4 players, make it 3 towards the B storage area, 2 in middle, and aggression coming in from Stanislaw in middle. He finds a kill and might be taken down a return. They can't find the frags. It's just absolute chaos here. And 2 players remain for FaZe.
Tarik steps back out to find allu, dropping bomb yet again. There's no backpedal. There's no way over to another site. Stray bullet. I like that. Aiming to his left, takes a step, and the bullet goes to the right and catches mixwell. Luck is all he can really rely on, I dare say, in this situation, though. Smoke will at least allow him to grab the bomb, but there's already a flank coming around from mid, so there's no real escape pattern for aizy. Minute and 12, he may make us wait. Shall we enjoy this time together, Henry?
We spend a lot of time together, but yes.
I usually don't enjoy any of it, so should we try and enjoy this bit?
Yeah, how do you want to do it?
That's a good question, actually. I don't really know. Don't know how to enjoy it. Let's go back to the game, shall we?
aizy, pretty much impossible situation, but yes, if you can dent the economy, that's something to talk about. But he has to break the AK, that's a start. NAF overextending his the AWP as well. No real reason for to do that. He can sit at the back of the site. He's played 2 on either side. Now he's made his interesting. There is still 1 CT, but the straight plant comes in, and I think at this point, easy kill for Tarik going in. So, no harm, no foul, really, I guess. At that point, NAF goes down. Didn't really have to happen, but they had no plant. Maximum loss bonus. They're probably going to have to buy at this point. Similar scenes to what we saw in Nygaard. They're going to have to just take it on the chin. Another timeout for them. 1 remaining after the... Not even finished the first half at this point, but I love this from Optic Gaming. This is why we love Cash so much. The option is to push in aggressively then, and throw spanner networks, and deny tactics coming in from the terrorists here. They push aggressively towards B storage and main entrance in middle as well. So very nice stuff there from Optic. A great understanding of these CT halves from what we've seen. Train was very impressive, and now Cash is showing to be a formidable force for them as well. Number 14 comes in. We do have to buy. Like I said, they have to do these buys at this point. 4 AKs, Tech 9 for allu. I have to say, from what I built up, from him being on Cash, I thought it would be a really kind of show-stopping performance from him. He's only got 6 kills so far to the AWPer. Got to be a little bit more influential than that. Haven't really seen him kind of open up the map really with that much impact, or even have these crazy clutches he's known for as well. So then, nades, 3 smokes, few flashbangs. I think this is like go back to like what we saw in Nuke. Should just rush ramp, should rush A, just try and do something simple, allow our players to even have the chance to get the aims going.
Waiting for anyone to push up and go counter boost as well with the early Molotov there. Now karrigan, he'll take liberties to put him up. I think Rain went up with him. Yeah, he did. So you can see it there now. There's going to be a 2 dropping over inside of middle. They want this establishment, and Stan's not gone to vents this time. It's a 2-1-2. So he plays it solo, and mixwell now knows that. And understands that he's called.
Hello.
That's a lovely shot. Called that there's some pressure there. Starts to back away to get toward highway. So now Stan's going to get aggressive. Mix is there to rotate in. Getting aggressive smoke out. It costs them because it goes back to 4-on-4 as kioShiMa gets in toward the cubby. And there's not really a necessity for that.
Absolutely not. He's by himself. No one to refrag there with him. He's got the man advantage in a solo mid position as well. Take that. You've done a tremendous job. You want to make sure you get every single round here. We know what happened on Nuke when he got the 12-3. Let's guarantee these rounds instead of giving anything away. Now they're back into it. 4-4 actually favors the terrorists, if you're not familiar with the game as much, but Here we go then.
I don't know the game.
No, that's true. That's
But
why I'm
thank
here
you,
to kind of look after you, you know?
It's true. Thin out the defense. Very, very spread, in fact, at this point in time. Only one in each site, and then one in each wing, waiting to play a support role. It's mixwell. That's that truck, not the AWP of NAF, so it's a long shot on an AK, but they waited, they baited, rush in, it's traded. Good response from aizy, and again, karrigan, who continues to chime in on this map with good success. As Tarik, will take down allu.
Well, 20 seconds, and that's a shot from NAF. Denies the plan as well. karrigan does go down to a 1v1, NAF versus aizy. 15 seconds remaining as well. Decent smoke from aizy will allow him to plant at this point. He knows NAF's got the orb, so I'd say actually at this point, aizy has the advantage. He won't be aware he's actually repositioned towards highway at this point either.
aizy on 72. 2 kills already. Bit of time ticking. NAF's got a kit. AWP, and I wouldn't discount it because he's played it so well up close, but he's going to stick to the P250 in this case. He's going to need 2 shots at best case. Unless he gets next to his opponent. aizy, that works! That's exactly what he needed with the headshot. aizy had the jump and he turned in perfect timing.
I heard a footstep. Who made the footstep? Was it aizy by mistake?
I think aizy walked out too quickly.
And he gave his position away with that footstep. P250 comes out, blows him out of the water. And I have to say, I thought that round was done for. After stanislaw, after getting that great frag towards mid,
it was the one footstep right there. We couldn't hear it in the replay, but it would have been.
He outplayed
easy.
himself because he wasn't going to check quad there. He was certain it was like a squeaky or a main position there, but he gives that footstep away. And so it's real small variables in CSGO that makes me love this game so much. aizy just mistimes it slightly, gives a footstep away, and the P250 punishes him at that point. Lovely work there. And Optic once again finds 12 rounds. They get the bomb down though, so a full buy comes in for FaZe Lineup. Looking to quickly here towards middle.
The crisscross smokes are in place, but Stan's forward of them, so smartly they don't go, and that's due to the default smoke against them. I think Stan, okay, thought he was trying to push through and ended up on the wrong side of it, but he's going to wait in the mid. He might have been able to catch them off, but they were spraying the corner waiting for it, and they still are. aizy's doing the same thing, flash in, want to catch him off, he's jumped. Stan's going to hear this, flash goes in, but he gets found. Bullets land inside of the smoke. Tarik, knowing that they've got a lead off this, try and back away, gets caught, NAF gets the shot on return, still leaves them down 1 tries. As they jump around the corner, it leaves him far too open. aizy again finds a bit of space. They have to convert this round. 12-3 again. Can they make that the comeback twice?
Well, look at the positions of the CTs now. They're so far removed from the situation. This should be an instant lock now for FaZe. 4-on-2, rushes in T spawn, and the bomb's already down. His teammates need to step up. Well, his teammate, I should say. He's actually in the vent position as well. Molotov's out. Yeah, round over. Can't win it. 12-3. Might as well call it right now. Or should we, Mo?
Don't dare. Rush starts off with 1. Mix is on 100 HP as well. He's the only one with a kit though, Rush. So Mix has to play this off. We'll get the bait and switch. Trade in, but trade, is that enough? Because he goes to 46 on it. They still have a crossfire set on him. He was a little bit sooner maybe. Goes to the off. Desperate measures. Not going to happen up close. So 12-3. Second game in a row. Optic have a very impressive CT side, but as I say, they came back from it on nuke.
Yeah, they had great CD half there. They're actually showing a good understanding of how the map should be played. A mixture of defaults and holding back and allowing FaZe to walk into their crosshairs and changing it up with aggressive plays with the AWP especially as well. The round that stood out for me, the one they had 3 M4s and 2 pistols. They're pushing towards A main. We're finding 4 terrorists as well. I got them right back into this game and shut down the economy for FaZe as well. 12-3. But don't get ahead of yourself. We did it maybe on nuke before, but this is a chance for FaZe to get back into this. They did it before and they could do it again.
The timeout called at the start of the half, so we'll just wait a few seconds longer.
Yeah, I guess
this
at this
is
point.
Tactical from Optic with the lead.
Sure, like it's a massive pistol, right? If you win this, you could call the GG at that point. If you get the 3-0, it's going to be 15-3. Still, comeback possible, but you've pretty much done it. So they're going to take this time. You've got the pauses available, so why not? So then, what are they going to do here?
I think this is going to get creative.
Oh yeah.
You don't call a timeout before a T-side pistol without some sort of HenryG rush out, squeaky door or something.
HenryG rush.
You love that.
Very niche reference there, but yeah.
I mean, next time we're at a show match and you do that, I've already thought of the play to shut it down.
I'll be doing it like this. I'll be saying, yeah, Matt thinks I'm going to do that. And then you'll be thinking, yeah, but he probably won't do it because I know.
That's why
and then I will do it, and then it's all going to fall apart.
See, that's why I said I'm already one step ahead of you.
Okay.
This is why I'm telling you. It's actually all part of the plan.
Right. Okay, so you're planning ahead.
Yeah.
For the next maybe show match in 6 months' time, but yeah.
Yeah, and I get to pick the teams ahead of time this time, not Moses.
Well, no Cañellas as well.
Absolutely not.
You don't want
he let me down
anymore?
so badly last time.
Well, then here we go. This is going to be the pistol. 4 sets of armor and a smoke towards connector. Quite a basic approach. They're going to go towards highway. Maybe not so favorable against the QSP, but damage inflicted towards aizy. And a headshot on Rain as well. This is looking pretty nice for them. But aizy strikes back. 2 headshots. Make it 3. What a play from aizy. They shut it down. The rush towards highway. There's nothing Optic can do about it. And aizy was headshot as well. What a performance that was. Absolutely stellar.
That is sick. The snapshot with the flick to the left is so good. These two, watch, boom, that is sick.
Get wrecked. My God. aizy looked like he was done. Headshot there. I thought, okay, it was an interesting decision to go highway. Like I said, the USPs have such an advantage there. They're going to have you pinned down with the range, and it looked like it was looking a bit bleak there for FaZe, but they come back, and now maybe we have another comeback on our hands.
And regardless of which way this goes for FaZe, aizy's MVP of the series for me.
Yeah, sure.
He's been playing high-impact Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting redundant kills. Every kill he's getting, the ones that are really exciting, all actually equate to round victories.
He's got the door open already,
okay.
Deagle in hand. It's aizy that's waiting in front of him, and Mix starts off with his Deagle against allu. So if NAF can find this shot, we get a round. aizy's positioned for it. Crosshair placement on the door, knows it's open. NAF's going to step in, spot it up, gets the shot as well. That's exactly it. No one else to rotate back up highway because Rain is preoccupied out toward middle. Double peek. He's down to 1 HP, finds the first, but he's got to stay in the corner waiting for the flash. He's going to fall, inevitably. And that leaves 2 guns in mid. There is an M4 at the top of the highway, but karrigan smartly gets himself in position before they can capitalize on grabbing it, which means even though they get a 2 versus 2, the post plant's not favorable. That is the most godly Deagle shot I have seen in so long.
Right then, karrigan, time to step up. 2 versus 1, decent smoke on the bomb. This could be the difference maker, trying to bait them out of their positions. Gets one, just about. Still has a lot of work to do here against mixwell.
Knows exactly where he is. Smoke on it, has to go to the far side of it, so he's fully covered off, and he's up against a Deagle. He knows that, so he knows he can't be sprayed down, but mixwell lands it, finds it, and holds his composure.
There must have been about 1 second there. Oh God, karrigan almost did enough there, but that 1 dig from mixwell. Please can we see that again? That was disgusting.
Fade away. This shot as well. Peeks back out. There you go without X-ray. How quick that is, but look at that.
Take a seat, kioShiMa.
If that was a bot standing there with a knife out, I couldn't hit that shot after 100 tries.
That was so nice. Okay then, well, after winning the pistol, they're instantly shut down. It's going to be a force buy here from FaZe. Kind of UMP, 4 pistols and some smokes. 1 kid as well. After losing this one, that's pretty much it'll be 14-4, and they'll have to force again. Here we go, that NAF light spraying through the smoke towards A main. It's actually been quite a heavy commitment towards A. At the start of the round, at least. It will be falling back here now from Optic Gaming. And 1 player towards B, and that's going to be karrigan. He's got the only real weapon there. He's got the UMP solo in the B site.
Just coming toward mid. Optic strike back after losing the pistol. You said it would be enough to put them up to the 15-3, potentially GG. They've now got the momentum regardless. They take this back, and it's going to be Tarik boosted on an AK first to find the 1 picks. Get rid of the vent early so no one can sneak up undetected late. Paul, meanwhile, heads over toward A main, and it's a full split of the defense, even though they've only got the 1 UMP on karrigan. No stack. Stan waiting at lockers as well, just waiting for anyone to cross inside of A, potentially get aggressive with an early flash inside of position, because every time you flash in, you always look toward the main connector, and it's often overlooked. We saw that from allu in the first half. Position, Rain behind fork. aizy's got the opening kill. Pistols again, strike first. That drops bomb temporarily in the flash through. Rain's behind them. Perfect position, but they line it back up. Able to turn it, but this gives space for the rotations. Thankfully, Tarik holds his composure. So there's rush, and everyone's falling after. Chance when Rain did slip in. If he picks up 2 kills there,
yeah,
might have happened.
We thought aizy was going to do it once again. They did it on nuke with the pistols. Now karrigan has got that UMP. And a kid as well. A chance to do something with this. Finds 1 kill, 2 more to go. But still a lot of work to do here. It's going to be spotted by Rush as well.
Still with armor and a kit, but mixwell's there. Takes him down 14-4 for Optic.
And that's the money in the proverbial bin at this point, Matthew. It's going to be 2K across the board. Have to force, of course. You can't allow someone to get to map on series point this early on in the game. 14-4, have to go all in. CZ's Deagles and a UMP once again for karrigan. Such a tremendous comeback as well. It feels like it was in vain. They haven't really arrived here on cash at all. They find the pistol in the second half, but it is shut down by mixwell and his deadly Desert Eagle. Round number 19, fast mid boost. This is the perfect strategy. When you know the money's wrecked for CTs, fast boost towards middle, the best way to go with it. You can shut them down with the smoke towards connector, have the long range advantage, not going to have the incendiary to shut you down as well. Clear out all these early positions. This is great map control to have so early on in the round.
Tarik waits. I love that he's considering on the Deagles and on pistols that FaZe might try something such as a skylight boost. We've got to do something to try and catch him off in that position, so crosshair placement has Sech. They might, you know, look. I wouldn't be surprised. They get closer, but the point where vents have busted out and they can hear that, they'll set themselves into corners. Already spotted those kioShiMa and mixwell on the way through. Has Rush in front with the bomb. karrigan's not detected yet, trying to play on top of the generator. A little bit of nade damage going in onto him, but he pops out late kick, and the kills. Rush finds 2. Allu only finds him in turn before getting traded back. And I dare say it, yet again, an Optic is going to find rapid series point. We heard that before, we heard it on Nuke. Convert, still may not hear. Not to speak too soon, because it's aizy once more! He nearly pulls them all the way back, but now it's closed. And Optic can sigh a breath of relief because they've got a long time before this can go to overtime. A lot of mistakes to make.
Yeah, sure. Well, it was 15-8 before they threw away. Now it's 15-4. They've halved the deficit. We'll see what can happen now. It's going to be 4 pistols and karrigan the UMP. It's going to be a tremendous effort to pull this one back, and I'm not feeling as hopeless as I was before. What's the play here, and what kind of setup does FaZe LAN go for? They've got 5-7 Deagles, CZ, and a full array of AKs. They're gaming here, a little bit of confrontation towards middle. Allu goes down to 41 HP.
As well, who follows that up and pushes through on his own flash through the smoke, catches him off stand. aizy gone, 5 versus 3, and Optic continuing to chip away. They might fight through to the playoffs after all, with both North American teams on the bottom end of the bracket yesterday, fighting for elimination this morning, and Optic rallying back against Cloud9. They might survive to the playoffs and fight to see another day. It's all on to karrigan, spotted now as well as he gives his position up, tries to do what he can, but it's stanislaw to put him down, and Optic to move on.
They do indeed, and I have to say, Matt, I doubted them going into this one. I said after Nuke, I didn't think they'd have what it takes. The inexperience, these young guys, to actually bounce back from that sort of defeat, but they've proven me wrong, and I'm happy to admit that as well. A great showing on the CD half as well, and even after losing the pistol, what an addition mixwell has been to this team. That 1D to get him back in this game, my God,
as he's
that was
running
something
backwards,
special.
like,
yeah,
it's not even that he hit the shot. It's fine if he's standing still. He's like running backwards, does it, nails it. So good. 100% HE nade as well.
We saw one of those.
That's insane. Orc nade. We're going back to
an
the
orc nade. I said that outside in between the
Warcraft 3 mod.
Yeah, I said that. That's actually quite cool.
It's insane. And it's so nice that it just tagged him right before it went off. Like, I think even like another 3 or 4 units, maybe 10 units further, and it would have already deployed. It wouldn't have tagged the back of him. So it was absolutely perfect in that sense. But Optic, they do move forward. And like you say, I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised, because I thought after Nuke and throwing away a lead like that, it would be very challenging for them, especially going into cash. They left it in the pool, all their choice, and they pull it off. So credit where credit is due in that sense.
Yeah, very happy with their performance. I think FaZe will be a little bit gutted at that. Like you said, aizy for me, probably the MVP of the series in terms of what he was doing on Nuke, like how he was keeping them alive. kioShiMa some great clutches as well. Unfortunately, an epic series leading up to cash didn't really kind of give us the payoff we wanted after that second map. We thought, okay, this is going to be a really sick series now. Cash is pretty quiet. FaZe never really turned up, but still, we're happy for Optic, and they could progress in the tournament now.
Absolutely, and I made a few tweets about 2015, the unpredictability, the number of players that we've seen rise to the occasion. Yeah. You look at this team, every player on this team, maybe Tarik. Okay, Tarik had the NA star kind of potential before on CLG, but every other player we said it was already cut from another team. Mixwell comes over, huge contribution. He's the first sort of star on this team, in my opinion. Rush has been playing outstanding lately. NAF is about to break out. If he hits another tournament like he did at E-League, if he can continue this consistency throughout the course of this tournament, I'll call him up there. You said the fragging potential's there. Optic's the breakout team right now. Sure. We saw a little bit from Dignitas, we saw from Heroic. We've seen some performances, but Optic for me is the best breakout team of the year so far. And I know it's late in the year to call that, but it's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Very impressed. NAF especially. He's not really a player that's really ever been on my radar. I've always been talking about the other guys around him, but that series for me, that's kind of really piqued my interest now, and I want to see what he can do going on in this tournament. They're actually got a shot at winning this one. With that kind of form, like, obviously Nuke was a bit of a blunder throwing it away, but that should have been their game. They could do this again. They did it at E-League. Can they go one step further and get it again?
They've got to go through Envious tomorrow. With that said, NAF's on the stage, so the man who is breaking out, standing by Smix.
Thank you very much, Sadicus. First of all, congratulations, NAF. Always feels good to move on with the tournament win here. This month has been a really good month for you guys as Optic, as you've reached the semifinal 3 times already. That has to feel amazing.
Yeah, it feels good. Shows progress. Not just going out in groups, just like, so, yeah, proud.
Well, speaking of this particular series, there's a lot to talk about, but obviously we need to talk about Nuke, as it was a pretty crazy game. Started off with a really strong half from you guys, then the T side just wasn't there.
Yeah, well, Nuke's like really CT-sided, and we don't really practice Nuke, so honestly, I was surprised how it went into overtime since they play Nuke, so Yeah, it's kind of a shocker, but I'm pretty sure we're up 15-7. It was really frustrating that we choked it pretty much. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to recover and bounce back on cash.
Well, after talking to Tarik earlier, he mentioned how you guys are a team that is very skilled, but sometimes because of the young age, sometimes tilting can be a factor and momentum. Playing on Nuke, when you guys lost that series, was it hard for you to come back into the next map and just reset?
Honestly, going into Nuke, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wasn't surprised to myself if we lost. So, like, honestly, I didn't really care if we lost it. I knew we could like win on cash because we're a really good cash team. So, yeah, for like bouncing back on Nuke. So, yeah, just I knew we could win a third map for sure.
Well, now you are in Envy. Now, Envy is a team that your team played in E-League 3 weeks ago and won 2-1. So, because of that, does that give you some confidence headed into that semifinal?
I don't know. Envious looked a little like rough at E-League, I have to admit. So I'm pretty sure now here, they probably fixed their mistakes. So here will definitely be a tougher match than it was at E-League.
So when it comes to going into that match, how does your team usually prepare for something like that? Is it looking at the VODs, or do you guys just try to focus on your own strategies?
We focus on our own strategies. Like at this event, we counter-stratted before at ESL Pro League, and we didn't really like it. We just prefer to play our own game than just to like try to counter-strat. So yeah, we're just gonna play our own game, hope for the best.
All right, well, congratulations again, NAF. Looking forward to your semifinal match tomorrow. And of course, guys, we have one last match of the day. It will be SK versus Dignitas.
Yes, thank you very much, Sue, on the stage, of course, with NAF. Well done. Optic eventually coming through, gents. And I say eventually because really, should have all been wrapped up in Nuke, shouldn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you have eight match points, and it's not just 8 match points. I mean, you can lose 8 rounds straight easily on the T side of Nuke. Yeah. It's a very CT-sided map. But they had 2 anti-ecos that they managed to blunder away, and they had multiple favorable situations, including the 3v1 against kioShiMa at the end.
Yeah, kioShiMa coming up really big in it. Had it gone the other way in the third map, you'd have been pointing at that as that was the moment that won them the whole series.
Yeah, and that would have also been the moment that Optic would have thought about for the next week until the next tournament.
Oh, on the other hand, though, Robin, we did say at the very beginning of this match that the map pool seemed to suit Optic very nicely, and coming out on cash, they must have been super. I mean, you heard what he said on the stage. They were very, very happy to go to cash for map 3.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Coming into, well, before you just threw over to Henry and Matt, it's like they won the veto. We already expected them to win the first map. They did so. Second map, it didn't really matter if FaZe ended up winning that one. Like they're saying as well, they somewhat expected to lose Nuke. Maybe not in that situation where it goes into overtime, but then you end up thinking cash. Like that's why I kept on saying FaZe had a really good veto until the last part of their where they basically pick a map. They are the ones that decides their own fate there, and it's gonna be between Dust 2 and Cash. I do not know what happened, but they end up going for Cash. No idea.
Yeah, very strange. Well, looking at some of the highlights, of course, from a big 3-map game. In Nuke, of course, the overtime win, and then moved on to Cash, which Optic absolutely dominated in very fine fashion indeed. Where do you rate them now, Tommy, having seen these 2 lower bracket games? Because they've played well today, but they've struggled in places as well, and both times it's been in the second map.
Well, I mean, I think they've definitely shown their capabilities. It's just more about refining that now and becoming more consistent, making less mistakes. I think they've definitely shown that they can compete with the best teams. They're not just a team who got super lucky at E-League by any means. They actually can compete with many of the big teams out there. So give them a couple more months of solid practice time, get them to a couple more events, and you could see them competing for the top 5 spot in the world rankings. Yeah. I could see that.
Okay, and in terms of statistics don't mean everything, but when you looked at some of the statistics, particularly on FaZe, particularly on karrigan, for example, didn't really stack up very well, did they?
I mean, I think he came out during E-League, and or maybe it was even before that, right after their first tournament, he joined the team, where it's like, I'm just solely focusing on trying to get the team play to work within this team, because it was, I mean, we can all agree it was really, really horrible before karrigan joined. They didn't really have any tactics. They never worked as a team. There was very just individual play. And I think that if you put a lot of emphasis on just making sure that the team works, then you're going to suffer individually, right? Yeah. But I also think for karrigan, yes, I mean there are some rounds that you can pinpoint where it's like you probably could have gotten that kill, or you should have gotten that kill. There was some moments as well where I tried to keep them in the game, but. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard. I think you just really need to go back to the drawing board and just focus on yourself a little bit here. Because when you have a team like that, it doesn't really matter how good your strat's going to be if you're not going to be able to keep up, right, in terms of just being able to hold your precision.
Yeah, one of the players, of course, who had a very good game in terms of clutches was kioShiMa. So let's take a look at one of the key rounds for him. This was the cash clutch. At this point, of course, it was match point, and it was 1v3 at least. It might have even been a 1v4, Tommy.
I think it was a 1v3. Someone basically died at the same moment. So now right here we see mixwell lurking up outside. He's going to be the last person left. Lands the nade on NAF there. Gets the spray, barely seeing the head of rush. And I think he heard from his teammates comms earlier that mixwell was walking outside. He got the same from kio's POV. So yeah, as you see that NAF got the same kill. The kill at the same time roughly for the 4th kill.
But massive pressure on the young man, and he's been in and out of the team as well. So you know, when he comes up with stuff like that, it's got to be a confidence lifter. You're going to take us through some touchscreen stuff as well.
Let's see how this works.
Tommy just got the card to basically run his
exactly.
He's only just been past his engineering test to do this.
Exactly. So allu here, he sees 3 players outside. 2 of them go into upper here in a little bit. Obviously going to be delayed. So the terrorists go in from upper. Kio's up in the rafters, going to be getting the kills, and he gets the 2 kills first with the nade. And then you see mixwell lurking outside. So this is the part where allu must have communicated that he saw 3 different people here. Only 2 of them went upper, and that allowed basically Kio to know that he needed to look that way.
Yeah.
Which ultimately is what won them the round. Because if he didn't know when he stayed rafter, maybe the most logical thing to do would have been to actually fall back to the tower area.
Yeah, I mean,
to keep your
his
height
positioning
advantage.
was great, wasn't it? Because he knew he was coming heaven.
But well, the thing is, it's also a massive gamble, right? Because allu did spot Kio, or he spotted 3 people, and 2 went into main. Kio could have, for all he knew, or Mixwell could have, for all he knew, just turned back, right? But then he kept that position, he kept his calm, because he was stationed there for quite some time. In Counter-Strike, especially when it's a one-on-one, when you have really no idea, you have like a hint of, okay, he's coming rafters, right?
Do you feel that was a call from the team? They said, he's going heaven, and then he was like, okay, I'm just going to have to commit one way or another. It's one of those gambles you go, it's 50-50. If he goes main, I'm dead. If he goes heaven, we win the round.
I mean, the thing is, the positioning that he had as well, he actually did have the opportunity to cover himself from either position, right? But he was actually very open. So if he actually went from main, it's a loss, because you don't really have any coverage. But if you were to, if you look back at it, if he were to just take cover from rafters and keep main, chances are you could still win the round. But it's still a gamble that's ended up working out for him, right? Like that just shows as well with communication. Trust your teammates when they make that call, because if you don't, you're going to be in a spot where essentially you could have just turned around there, looked into main, and you would just come off rafters and kill you back, right?
And the smart thing that Kio actually did was drop down to top of hut from all the way up in the rafters, because if he stays all the way top of rafters, he thinks he's getting flanked, but he's wrong. Then no matter where the terrorists come from, he instantly sees him. But when he drops on top of the hut, all of a sudden, if mixwell comes from lobby, comes from squeaky or hut, actually he doesn't see Kio. So he basically buys himself, I don't know, 5-10 seconds where he can actually focus on heaven.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, gents. We're going to move on. It's time for a break now, but when we come back, we will have our final series of the night. It's another big game for both teams. It's the battle of the replacements. It's SK Gaming versus Dignitas. It's after the break.